Hi, this is Oscar here. Today I'm talking about a while loop in Python. And actually, all of them they are same thing in every language that you learn. The while loop is going to work as is given. So while loop is going to execute statement after while as the condition is true. Let me give you an example. Let me first of all show you how does it work. I'm going to go to my Python right now, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a new file, and let me give this one as a while. I'm going to give the same thing, while loop, and that give the py as a Python. Okay, so let me give you one example. How does it work, the while loop? We have to assign a number. For example, I say here the count, that's going to be the counter, and then I said while open and close count is less than 20, then again print, I just write there print the count, nothing else here. And then what I have to do, I have to increase the count, the same thing, number to top of that. So it means that this time, every time that is going through the loop, it adds one number, two number, whatever you want to do it. And then when it's done, let me work here, see how does it work. Go and run the program, see how does it do. So as you see here, it goes from 1 0 to 19. So it goes to 0. If 0 count is 0 right now, is less than 20. Yes, it's less than 20. So we print this, the first one 0. Add 1 to the 0, become 1. 1 less than 20. Print it. So this is the while loop. This does as long as this condition is true. It may be one statement, two statement, three statement. Let me give you this is a block of a statement that is executed. If I come out of this block and right now here, and I want to say, actually I have to say that, let me copy this one statement, unless we get out, this, in this case is going to be out of the loop. Now let's look at here what it does, because the indentation of that one, so it's not going to be part of this loop, is out of this loop. The indentation that I did is not right. So if I go back right here, see what will happen. It gives me all the number up to 19, and the last number that's going to be 1 becomes 20. But because the 20 is not less than that, is not printed. So the while loop, as many statements we have right here, is going to be executed. If I just write without no reason here, I just even behind that one, I just say print. That becomes ridiculous thing to do it, but just I am here. But 20 times going to be I'm here. Okay, I'm saying that is ridiculous thing to do it, but just only to let you know this is going to be part of the loop. As many statement is going to be here, is going to be part of the loop. Let's do it here. See, every time go through the loop and write the number and increase the number, because this is a part of the loop. It's going to do that. If I have 20 more statement, if I just write here in this statement, say that x, and I said here, I give you before that one, for example, I said x 10 plus 1, and then I just want to print this one out. So what will happen? Every time this is going to go repeat itself, because part of this condition. Let me Again, I'm saying that it's not going to be very interesting to do that if I just recognize it. Here it is. X, and the value is going to be, and it's going to be print out here. So the first time X is 11, or just only one number is going to add to that one. But if I want to every time increment X by one value, but all what happened, as many statement I write here, this statement is going to be the same thing. So that is one condition that we are going to know that. So what happened here again, X here is going to be 11, 1, add 1 to the top of that one. So the while statement, as far as the statement is true, is go through that one and add the number to that one, right? Let me give you another condition. We are able to put on the while condition, we are able to put it if statement. So if just I want to make sure that if this is become count or counter number, it becomes less than 10, get out of that one. So it means if I go search for a number and I found that number, I don't want to go through the 20 of it. Let's do it together. Let me do this one. Here I will say that if in this case count let me see that equal 5, just get out of the loop. So I said break. So this when is 5 is done, it doesn't do anything else, so it doesn't go to this. So if it's 5 is gone, but going from 0 1 2 3 4 5, when it's 5 it doesn't get out of here, it gets out of the loop. And so on the while loop as a 4, we are able to have other condition. If that condition get false or true, actually in this case is true, is going to get out of the loop. One thing that we have to make sure that sometimes, by mistake we can make it countless if this statement is all of them true. So that is going to that's going to be infinitive loop. So we have to avoid that one. Let me tell you how. If right now I take these two statements out of here, okay, so I say count 0, and I can have 10 statement here. I say count, I set the count as a 0 or 1, doesn't make any difference. You can start at any number. I can start at 5, doesn't make any difference. So as far as the count is not 21, so if it's 21, is it count less than? Yes, true. So it's it's not going through the loop. But let me do it here. Here it is. It doesn't go. If it's 21, this is 21 is less than 20 is great. No, it's false. It's not. So it doesn't go as far as the statements true go. So if I put in 19 here, is it 19 less than 20? Yeah. I do not add here. I don't have anything. If I just click that one, this loop keep continue and print just the number, because it, let's do it here. See what will happen. It keep going all time 19. It's definitely until I break this thing. Don't know how I'll do it, but it keep going because all of the time 19 is less than 20, and it's going to do as many statements is going to be, to do here. So that's, I don't know if you can see this right now is printing, and 19 19 19 is keep going for that one. So we have to make sure how does it work. Let me stop this one and go. This one to 21 until go. So we have to make sure that the condition, as far as the condition is true, it go. This is a while loop, is very while loop or for loop. All of this one is going to be for all of the languages same. It keep continue. Let me go. We had a break, but we have continued to. Let me break it down how it's going to work. Okay, let me do here. This is the other way that we can write it. If I want, just write count what is, it's the same thing, count plus 1. So this is shorthand. If you want to do it as shorthand, you want. So here I say that if, again, count is equal 3, then I said that yeah, many result because I have the count 21, so all of them, that is false anyhow. So what it does, as far as look at started from, it count as equal 3 continue, so doesn't consider count because become 1 2 3. When is 3 continue, print it out for me, equal 3. So it's going to be from 2 4 5 6 7 8. And one thing else, I'm able to add this one instead to 1 2 number. Depends of what is the loop, how the loop you want to go, based off the 2% or 3% if they want to be in the line, and did you let them go, or if 10 customers they sign up, every 3 customer they have the right to do it. So it's not going to be all of time by 1. You can add by any number. So we start from 1, we can start from, I don't know, we can start from 5 here, okay, from 3, and add 2 here. So the count list about how is going to be that. It's only depends on how you want your program, or the logical program works, depends on the use of the while loop. So just make sure we have, as far as the condition is true, the while loop is going to work. As should we have if statement, we have else statement. Let me show you the else statement too. Else statement. Okay, I'm going to, let me do this. Okay, I just want to print here for me. Print a number for me, and then I want to have increase actually the number for me, okay, by 2 right here. And then here I want instead if, I want else what to do for me. I want to say that I don't want continue, and I want to say that, let me clear this one too. I give a comment here. For example, I can say that the number is no longer greater. Okay, let me do this one, see how this works. So it's going to get me until 19. When it's finished, it's come out of that, because the 19, there is no more, it's become 19. And let me add this number. Probably I have to add this one up to 5, and start from 0 1 and add again 1 to it. That make more sense, or not make more sense, shorter to see that what is happening here. The first one, go count 1. Is it count less than 5? Yes, it is. Print it. So it's print 1. Add 1 to it. Okay, so become 2. 2 less than 5. Yes, it is. 2, print 2. Then again 3. Add 1, 3. 3 less than 5. Yes. Then 1 more, 4. Yes. And when it becomes less than, it's not 5. So 5 is not less than 4. It get out of the loop and tell me, okay, the number is no longer than greater than 5. Here I can put it, any number. So my point here that we are able to use if statement, an else statement, continue and break on the while loop. As far as the while loop is true, as far as the count is less than 5, this while loop is true, is going to do that. Again, if I put right now 6 here, because count is 6 is less than, yes, it is, it's false, it's not true, this statement, so it's nothing to do that. The statement should be true until that. Unless if I change the count is greater than 5, that's a different story. Hopefully you learned something about of that one, but let me do a practice together and as far as this loop goes and see if we can solve it. Stay with me. That one actually all of the time is not going to be add, it's probably sometimes going to be, you have to reduce that number. Let me tell you an example. For example, here's a 6 and then if I change the sign of that one and I say that is 0, okay, is count greater than 0? Yes, because it's 6. Then what I want to do while it's doing that one, I want instead, let me do this one. Let me say that count is minus equal, I'm sorry, minus equal 1. So what I'm doing, I'm reducing one number out of that. So I can say here that when it's done, I can say the loop is done. So it's not all of the time it's going to be increasing. It can be decreased. You can decrease as far as the statement is true. So this one is going to be from 6 is going to be next than 4. Let me do it together, see what will happen. See, the first one start from 5 because it was 6 when we started. Is 6 greater than 0? Yes. So what we did here, we made the count minus 1, so this time become 5. Otherwise I can write it here. I said count minus 1. Same thing, doesn't make a difference. If I run it, it's going to be same result. If I have here 7 to make it sure that what's the difference here, see, it's the same thing. So I start from 6 go to 0. So is 7 greater than 0? Yes, it is true. So every time, next time is going. Now if I bring this one to down, so it means that I just put it after print statement. So the different, what I try to say, on the every programming language, every code is executed line by line. So right now, let's see what's the difference. The difference right now is first is going to print number 7, the first, and then reduce 1. Before that one was reducing 1. So when it was, if I move this one to the top, right now as you see first is 7, but here if I just do it, it's going to be first is going to be 6 because first is reducing 7 minus 1, 6 and print it. So in programming language, every line executed by line by line, unless certain languages that we have it, like I think COBOL or certain thing, suddenly from one line jump to other line. So you are mentioning that you don't execute this portion and jump to other line. But in this case, Python right now, on most languages, every line executed one by one. So let me work on one problem. Let me do one of the exercise together. On this exercise, what I want to do, we have a parking space, we have a parking lot which has about 50 spot, and each car when they drive in is going to add 1 and the parking lot is going to decrease by 1. So I would like you guys, you do such this project that until this parking lot is full, just let the driver knows that the parking lot is full and there is no space, or let the drivers know that how many parking space available for parking. Okay, I'm going to stop for a few seconds and we're going to go to do it together. Let me do it together. What I'm going to do it, delete here, and I will write the first one, the space that we have it, space, or I can say empty space. and assign this one to 50 parking lot. Okay, so here we have, and what I want to say is a while open, and while the empty space greater than 50, this is what we do. Have to make it sure that it's less than 50, because here what we have to do. So the empty space is already, we have empty space 50, and this empty space should be less than 50. So if it's a 50, it's not going to do it unless I have to make sure it's 50 less than or equal 50. Okay, so then we assume that, we say that a driver, see that we put a print out here, and we let them know that how many parking space available. We say that parking space available, and I put a space here, and I put the empty space here. So I will let the first know that how many parking space available at this point. So then what is going to happen, I will let the okay, so what I have to do, the parking space is 50, that should be greater than, that's going to be 0. So every time is going to go 1 0. So every time going to reduce 1, if a driver comes in, and let them know that, okay, this many parking space available. And then why I have to do that, else we have to know, let the driver knows, that there is no parking space available. So what we have to let them know that no parking space available. So okay, let's do this one. Here it is. So at the end, see what will happen every time a driver comes, which we didn't put a condition, but just want to let you know that every time there is a parking space, going to be 1, and at the end, if the driver comes and 50 fill out, there is no. Of course, we can put an if statement, and we let them know that there is 1 person is driving in, but just get the idea how this while statement is going to work. And that is one of the reasons that even if you go to parking lot, it tells you how many parking space available every time. The first time parking space available 50, when a driver comes 1 minus 49, same thing. At the end, it tells there's no parking space. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to register and give a thumbs up. Continue with future lesson.